Dr. Subir Sen has to go for a meeting. We are starting with the presentation of Dr. Subir Sen.
So good afternoon to all. So this is a very brief overview about the need for the energy storage and the market mechanism and the business model. So to begin with, this is the actual picture of the energy storage which has been installed at the Puducherry 400 kV substations. And these energy storage, it is a battery energy storage systems, is already interconnected at the 22 kV level in the grid. So this is a very flashback of the Indian power scenario. So this is already known to all that we have 350 gigs of the total installed capacity. Out of that, 75 gigs is coming through the volatile generation resources, mainly the solar and wind. So that is the 75 gigs is the renewable capacity. Now, if you look how the trajectory of the energy resource, that is the installed capacity, has changed in our country, you just take the 10 to 11 years time frame. So in the year of 2008, the fossil fuel, the contribution was roughly 60 to 64%. And the hydro was 22%, and this kind of renewables like solar and wind is roughly 7 to 8%. Now the trajectory is gradually shifting. If you look at that, the fossil fuel remain almost in the similar order, but look at the renewable part. So it is shifting from 7% towards 13% and now going more than 20%. And now also we are adding this large scale hydro also part of the renewables. So it is a huge percentage. Moreover, we have the target by 2022 to bring this capacity, which is today 75, have to 175 gigs. Out of that, 100 will come through the solar and 60 will come through the wind. So this is the scenario. Now, what will happen if this kind of volatile resources will continue integrate into our systems? Because system needs that every split second there will be balancing of the generation, balancing of the demand, so that we can maintain the stability in the hands of the operator. So the system will be robust. So we did the extensive simulation studies and look at the first curve. So that shows that the total demand, the top one, and the yellow one is if the maximum solar will come. Solar will come only during when the sun will rise. Post sunset, there will be no solar, where the demand will pick up. So that's what you will see, that there are three ramps is coming. One is the morning ramp in the demand side, that the generation need to be met other than the solar. So that is the downing ramp. Then comes when the sun sets will occur. So that is the keeping that increasing ramp, and then comes the actual incidence of the load is coming into the network. So that's why there will be three ramp is coming. So that basically the three ramps, what is the rate? So that also we have estimated. It is around 250, 260 megawatt per minute is the ramping is coming, and the demand ramping is around 290, 300 megawatt per minute. So this is the typical analysis which we do. And so for this purpose, what we require is that lot of initiatives are required, because if we have to really take into account that meet of the requirement of the electrical energy will be mainly through the renewables, let us say, then we have to take lot of initiatives. So one is that balancing reserve. In the previous session also it was discussing, and also we have to meet the high ramping requirement. That will also facilitate the proper scheduling, and it needs the forecasting too. Moreover, more and more emphasis is given nowadays for the electric vehicle, because pollution, major pollution is also coming from that sector. So the electric mobility is coming, where this kind of storage will also play a good role. So that is the energy storage. So we have broadly categorized into the three parts. One is that coming from second to minutes duration. Another is coming from minutes to hour duration, and then is coming from the hour to day duration. So, and the application also is mentioned in the all segments of the electricity value chain, right from the fuel supply, fuel up to the utilization. So these are the various application is there. Now, what was the concern and what is the opportunity nowadays? Why the energy storage when it was so costly? So because earlier days we are thinking about the cost of the storage and only the arbitrage was happening. But now if with a suitable regulatory mechanism and innovation is there, so that can deliver a good amount of benefits. So those are the benefits versus the cost in the right side of the graph you can see. So many other advantages are there in terms of maintaining the stability. So this is about some of the glimpse of the energy storage which has already installed, large size energy storage which has already installed at the Puducherry. Basically for the two application it is being tested. One is for the frequency regulation. The top curve is the frequency regulation. It is showing that with the variation of the frequency, how the energy storage system as a whole, not only the battery mechanism, this is a battery. One is lithium-ion battery, another is the advanced lead-acid battery. So how this battery as well as the control system in the context of the Indian behavior is changing. So the top one is the frequency regulation graph and the bottom one is the energy time shift graph, and it is giving the proper response with this. So at the end, if we see what we have to basically think of, the energy storage is inevitable. It has to be integrated into the network and a whole of. So what is required is first we have to carry out the studies in a such a way what will be the siting and sizing of this kind of energy storage. So that is very much essential. The second is that for which application it has to be done and what kind of technology, and for this purpose we have to identify. Then obviously comes the business model, and last but not least is that we have to create the lot of awareness and also the skill development as well as the capacity building. So with these I will stop my presentation here. So thank you so much for your patience hearing and us. Thank you.